and welcome back to another episode of Authentically Divine. I'm your host, Alyssa Davis. Welcome to the first Lyssteners Edition. What the Lyssteners Edition is instead of having video podcast episodes, this is going to be once a month, and I will just be recording. You will never know where I am. Sometimes I'll be driving, sometimes I'll be sitting, sometimes I'll be walking around. But the Lord provides creative spaces for me, and I just take it. So right now, I am currently just sitting and relaxing. I'm thinking on the fact that you guys have heard 3 of my episodes, including my intro, and I'm just really excited to have you here and be a part of the Lyssteners Edition. And starting off 2025 strong. This has been a passion project of mine. This is going to be more of me speaking about how grateful I am and just kind of getting eased into what's about to come with all of the Lyssteners Edition, because with my video podcast episodes, I sit and I plan them out. I'm doing either a message or a theme, and as far as the Lyssteners Edition, these are truly just things that come to me at complete random. I'm just excited because this is going to feature all different types of the way that my brain works, the way that God wired me to be, and I'm just going to show the way that I think and the way that which I like to see the world, the way that I see the world and view the world. And it's going to be really exciting to be able to just share pieces of my heart each time. And this type of environment where it's separate from the video podcast where I have to get up and get ready, it's going to be even more authentically divine. It's going to be more authentically me, and that's what this entire podcast is all about, what all of my messages are about, and the way that which I carry myself. So I just want to invite you into these types of conversations and sit and kind of just go over a little bit about me. I'm going to hold a little Q&A episode in the future, but this is just to emphasize how now you've listened to my first episode was the intro. You've watched the second episode, and if you didn't, that's okay. They're all there on being sober. And the third episode that is on my testimony and my journey of faith. I just wanted to say thank you for being a part of this journey with me. This is about to be turning into more than just a passion project, but something so that I can empower others at a greater scale. I've found out alongside my journey of discovering who Jesus is, God's hand in my life, all of the things that which I enjoy, all of the things that I don't enjoy, and the way that God uses me and the way that God uses other people. It's one thing that I've recently really truly learned about myself. I learned this word called exhortation. Exhortation is a word that is listed in the Bible, and it's about encouraging others and strengthening others and seeing their gifts and encouraging them when I see it. And that is something that I have fell into truly throughout my entire life. And I didn't know that that was what I was doing until I started reading the Bible, until I started to be around other Christians and my friends. I didn't know that exhortation is a word. And I started out this podcast wanting to empower others, and this all actually was stemming from exhortation that God gave me, that God gives to everyone, that God can allow you to use. So I want to just encourage you, because that's what exhortation is, but I just want to open up the conversation and talk about just ways that which encouraging others can actually strengthen who they are, and being able to be that one person that someone can listen to or someone can feel encouraged by. That's what we should all aim to be, is that type of person for someone else. I want to shout out to my boyfriend because he exhortated. He was the one that encouraged me and has always been by my side, lifting me up and just encouraging me to do the podcast. And never once thought it was silly, never laughed at me. He honestly had seen the vision from when it first started. When I first said, I'm going to do a podcast, literally a year ago. So thank you for joining in and just hearing about this. But 1 year ago in the month of January 2024. It fell into my lap, and having that one person, which happened to be my boyfriend, and I have great supportive family members, but truly the man that has encouraged me back to back to back with these has been Trevor. And I want to shout him out, just continuously give him love, because having one person, even despite doing something that is completely just off the books, like I don't know anyone else that does podcasting personally. I know video podcasts have become such a big thing, and that's all that I watch. That's truly what I watch all in the day-to-day. And just having that inspiration come about because God put it onto my heart and gave me the name and gave me the creativity to be able to get this all done, and this became more than a passion project. This just became my mission. And having one person from the beginning to hear your idea and instantly just encourage you, that's what I desire to be for him. That's what I desire to be for everyone now, because he encouraged me in that way. And that brings me back to my faith, back to the love of Jesus. Jesus cares so much about us and strengthens us and empowers us. And just the heart of Jesus is that to the core. Encouraging others, seeing that they have a vision, or seeing the way that which they carry themselves, and exhortating, meaning giving them encouragement and empowerment to do the things that which they dream of and they aspire to be, and who they want to be and who they aspire to be. But truly, just to be that one person for someone can change someone's life. God has empowered me to do this, but the people that he has surrounded me with have encouraged me to continue. And I do have a group of people. I have a wide range of people that have encouraged me, but truly, at the core, it took one person for me to feel confident enough to do this project. And that's what I want to use all of my episodes that you will be listening to, seeing me speak on. These will be a form of exhortation, encouraging you to be the best version of yourself, because oftentimes we don't have that type of support from the people around us. And if this is you and you're like, yeah, I can't really name one person that has encouraged me. Maybe you have family members that like to put you down, and maybe you have changed so much, but they still view you as that old version of yourself. Let me take the reins. Listen to these episodes. Hear me out. Listen that this is coming from God. This is coming from my faith. This is coming from the heart of Jesus. He wants me to encourage you, all of my listeners, that you can do anything that you want as long as it is God willing, but let God into the conversation. Because I had this idea of the podcast before I fully surrendered. This was before I had my testimony video episode. This was before, but this was me exploring my faith and inviting God into my life and remembering that he was there. He gave me all of this. And I just want to say that anything that you desire, God also knows that in your heart. And he knew I loved speaking. He knew that I loved to do all of these things and encouragement. So it's all putting it together for his glory. And I'm just truly excited because I know throughout these months and in 2025, we're starting out fresh and new, to be able to start new habits, to be able to start a new project or a new job, or to look for a new position. I just want to be, if I am the only one that encourages you, I want to be that one person for you, because it truly changed my life. And yes, it happened to be the man that I want to marry that was able to encourage me in this way. But I want to just further express that if you can be the one person that someone yearns for encouragement, that solidification that they feel that they are seen and heard and what they are saying is important and their passion projects and things that make them happy. I look for you to do that for them. I know that everything is a hustle bustle and, all of these goals of 2025, I'm going to stop drinking, stop smoking, stop doing this. Take it one day at a time. Encourage yourself in the small moments. I feel like in general, we as people are always looking for big results, big changes. These are not things that stick most oftentimes without a daily practice. We as human beings are habitual human beings. Everything that we do is a habit. It's a force of a habit. So if you want to be able to start implementing new changes in 2025, my encouragement is to start slow. For me, let's just go into the one that I'm trying to master is getting up earlier in the day so I can sit and have peace and quiet. I don't start off with initially getting up an hour before I want to. I start off small. I'll start a half hour, maybe 15 minutes. Maybe okay, I'm being a little dramatic. It was like 15 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, maybe 5 minutes I started off with. And then each week I'll back it up a little bit. So if I can get up to an hour before I normally wake up, I didn't just start doing an hour. I started with smaller increments because that's just how I work. Maybe you're like me. Maybe you're someone that just can just do it and create a habit. I say jump in with no fear and just see what happens. I mean, if you can't have that one person that encourages you, then you should be that version for yourself. Because you also have the strength to be an encourager. It's a gift from God to be able to encourage other people. The reason I know that I'm so good at it is because I encourage myself in the same way that I encourage others. Use the power of your voice and the strength of your positivity and the love that you have for others and pinpoint it on yourself and see how much you're able to change just by starting to love yourself so much more. Encouragement. That's what these are all going to be about. And I just want to say this is going to be more of a lighthearted, simple one just to get started with 2025. But I just want to say thank you everyone for being a valued listener. I appreciate that you have joined me on this journey that is called life. And I can't wait to share and just see where this takes us. Thank you so much. Again, my name is Alyssa, and I hope everyone has a great rest of your day. But thank you for being a valued listener here at Authentically Divine. Thank you.